Hello everyone, Awesome Andrew of Awesome Albums here to talk about those who got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year and last year. For the last few years, I've mentioned in January the artists who got inducted into the Hall of Fame that year. Now, with everything that happened, they got pushed back to May this year and last year I was in the middle of working on the Who's Next episode to talk about the Hall of Fame, and that video took many months to make. So I'm doing double duty this year on Hall of Fame inductees. If you're just here for 2022, click on this timestamp here. If you're here for the full video, awesome, let's get started. First with our inductees last year. Billy Preston, known for his sounds on B3 organ, funky rhythm on clavinet, and his gospel-inspired vocals and piano. For over 40 years, he collaborated with numerous artists including the Rolling Stones, Eric Clapton, Aretha Franklin, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Johnny Cash, and many more. But it was his work with the Beatles, most notably their album Let It Be, that he's probably best known for. Carole King. She's probably best known for her 1971 album Tapestry, but tried so hard not to be a performer at all, just being content as a songwriter where she and Jerry Goffin wrote some of rock's biggest songs, including Take Care of My Baby, made famous by Bobby V, Chains, made famous by the Beatles, The Locomotion, made famous by Little Eva and Grand Funk Railroad, I'm Into Something Good, made famous by Herman's Hermits, Don't Bring Me Down, made famous by the Animals, Porpoise Song, made famous by the Monkees, and a more recent example, If It's Over, made famous by Mariah Carey. Well, 1991 is more recent than my other examples. Charlie Patton, in case you're wondering about the weird parentheses with the spelling, his name has been spelled both ways, but many sources, including his gravestone, has it spelled E-Y. He got inducted under the category of early influence. He was an American Delta blues musician nicknamed the Father of Delta Blues. He inspired many Delta blues musicians and acted as a mentor to Tommy Johnson, Fiddlin' Joe Martin, Robert Johnson, and Chester Burnett, better known as Howlin' Wolf. Clarence Avant, who got inducted for the Ahmet Ertegun Award, is known as the grandfather of black music and is seen as one of the most revered and influential figures in the music business. Hall of Fame inductee Bill Withers said, "What he's done is a very unusual story. He puts people together, and they do what they do. How do you put together a life from just knowing people? I've never seen him with a tool," end quote. Foo Fighters. After the death of Nirvana frontman Kurt Cobain, drummer Dave Grohl rose up to the foreground as the singer, songwriter, and guitarist of a new band. Their first album was a one-man project that Grohl just made for fun, and since then the band has seen 15 Grammy Awards, including a Best Rock Album 5 times. Gil Scott-Heron, another inductee in the early influence category, an American soul and jazz poet, musician, author, known primarily for his spoken word performer in the 1970s and 80s. His collaborations with Brian Jackson featured a musical fusion of jazz, blues, soul, with lyrical content concerning social and political issues of the time, delivering a rap in melisma, which is singing of a single syllable of text while moving between several different notes in succession. The Go-Go's, one of the most successful all-female rock bands of all time, hitting the LA punk rock scene of the late 1970s. Their debut album, Beauty and the Beat, topped the Billboard Albums chart, which was the first for an all-female band writing their own material and playing their own instruments. This album is considered one of the cornerstone albums of U.S. New Wave, end quote by AllMusic. Shawn Corey Carter, best known as Jay-Z, is considered the greatest rapper alive since his debut in 1996 and one of the most influential hip-hop artists in history. He is one of the best-selling artists, selling over 125 million albums worldwide and 24 Grammy Awards. Kraftwerk. Unusual for them to be in the early influence category. Most of those artists are artists from the 30s and 40s, but they were pioneers in electronic music and one of the first successful acts to popularize the genre. James Todd Smith, better known as Ladies Love Cool James, or LL Cool J for short, American rapper, songwriter, record producer, and actor who became an early hip-hop act to achieve mainstream success along with Curtis Blow and Run DMC. Randy Rhoads, in the category of musical excellence, was an American guitarist who was a founding member of Quiet Riot and the guitarist and co-songwriter for Ozzy Osbourne's first 2 albums. He is regarded as a pivotal figure in metal, credited as pioneering a fast and technical style of guitar soloing that largely defined the metal scene of the 1980s and is regarded as one of the greatest guitarists of all time. Tina Turner, widely referred to as the Queen of Rock and Roll, who rose to prominence as the lead singer of the duo Ike and Tina Turner before launching her solo career. Her 1984 multi-platinum album Private Dancer contained her hit song What's Love Got to Do With It, won a Grammy Award Record of the Year, and was a #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. And last for 2021 is Todd Rundgren, American multi-instrumentalist, singer, songwriter, multimedia artist, sound engineer, and record producer, who is best known for a diverse range of music styles as a solo artist, as well as a member of Utopia and the Nazz. He is best known for the hit songs Hello, It's Me, I Saw the Light, and Can We Still Be Friends? Ordinarily, this is the end of the video, but we have a whole other year to go over, so here are the artists who are in the class of 2022. First up is Alan Grubman, who got in for the Ahmet Ertegun Award. He is a founder of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and represented some of rock's biggest stars, including Bruce Springsteen, U2, Sting, John Mellencamp, Madonna, and many others. He is recognized for negotiating groundbreaking long-term agreements for his clients that allow them to maintain creative control of their work. He is called rock and roll's master deal maker. Carly Simon, American singer, songwriter, musician, and children's author, rising to fame as one of the most popular singer-songwriters of the 1970s, with 24 Billboard Hot 100 songs, 13 top 40 hits, and 2 Grammy Awards. Dolly Parton, American singer, songwriter, actress, philanthropist, and businesswoman known for her work in country music. Her work includes albums hitting gold, platinum, and multi-platinum, with 25 songs hitting #1 on the Billboard Country Music chart and 11 Grammy Awards. Duran Duran, a band considered part of the new romantic scene and innovators of the music video. They were part of the second British invasion of the US in the 1980s, who were catapulted into mainstream with the introduction of MTV. Elizabeth Cotten, in the early influence category. She was a self-taught left-handed guitarist who played the guitar strung for a right-handed player, but played upside down, meaning that she would play the bass lines with her fingers and the melody with her thumbs. This alternating bass style became known as cotton picking. Marshall Bruce Mathers III, better known as Eminem, an American rapper, songwriter, and record producer, credited with popularizing hip-hop in Middle America, and is critically acclaimed as one of the greatest rappers of all time. He is among the best-selling artists of all time, with an estimated 220 million album sales worldwide. I'm not a rap fan, at all, but even I'm impressed by Rap God. Eurythmics, a British pop duo of Annie Lennox and Dave Stewart. Their second album, Sweet Dreams, are made of this, brought them to global acclaim, with the title track reaching #2 in the UK singles chart and #6 in Australia, before hitting #1 in Canada and US Billboard Hot 100. Harry Belafonte, in the early influence category, American singer, songwriter, activist, and actor. He is one of the most successful Jamaican-American pop stars, as he popularized the, probably going to pronounce this wrong, Trinbagonian Caribbean music style with an international audience in the 1950s. His breakthrough album Calypso in 1956 was the first million-selling LP by a single artist. He is best known for his hit song, the Banana Boat Song, the Day-O song, we all know that one. He won 3 Grammy Awards, including a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, an Emmy Award, and a Tony Award. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, in the category Musical Excellence, an American R&B, pop songwriting, and record producing team who saw great success in the 1980s with various artists, most notably Janet Jackson. They have written 31 top 10 hits in the UK and 41 in the US. Jimmy Iovine, another who got inducted from the Ahmet Ertegun Award, American entrepreneur, record executive, and media proprietor, best known as the co-founder of Interscope Records. Judas Priest, in the category of Musical Excellence, English heavy metal band that sold over 50 million albums worldwide and are frequently ranked as one of the greatest metal bands of all time. They were innovative and pioneering in the heavy metal genre, though they struggled to reach major commercial success until 1980 with the release of British Steel, which hit platinum in the US for selling over 1 million copies, and 3 songs, Breaking the Law, Living After Midnight, and United, hit the UK singles chart. Their image of leather spikes and other taboo articles of clothing were widely influential during the glam metal era of the 1980s. Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo, one of the most formidable power couples in rock history. Together, they created a sound that deeply impacted the sound of the 1980s. Benatar is a classically trained mezzo-soprano singer, and combined with Giraldo's distorted guitar playing, brought hit songs like Heartbreaker, Treat Me Right, and Hit Me With Your Best Shot, which reached the top 10 in the US and Canada. Their single Love is a Battlefield was her biggest hit, reaching number 1 in the Netherlands, Australia, and on the US Rock Tracks chart, as well as number 5 on the US Hot 100. Lionel Ritchie, American singer, songwriter, record producer, and television judge. He rose to fame as a co-lead singer of the Commodores before launching his solo career. His debut album sold over 4 million copies. He became one of the most successful balladeers of the 1980s, selling over 100 million albums worldwide. Last one, Sylvia Robinson, a third inductee for the Ahmet Ertegun Award, American singer, record producer, and record label executive. She is credited as the driving force between 2 landmark singles in the hip-hop genre, Rapper's Delight by the Sugarhill Gang, and The Message by Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. Whew, that was a lot of artists, but I guess that's what happens when you skip a year and the Hall of Fame decides to induct more than 6 artists, which was the trend for the last few years before 2021. Anyway, as tradition goes, I'm going to pick an album by one of these artists I mentioned and talk about it in my next video. But what artist will I pick and what album will I pick? Find out next time. But until then, let's give one more round of applause for the artists who got inducted in 2021 and 2022. Congratulations, everyone, and I will see all of you in another video.